Hey, it's Joanne Musso, the tax lien lady here to answer your questions about. So, where are you coming in from? Say hello, let me know where you're from so that I can best answer your question because tax lien and tax deed investing is very different in each state. So make sure you say hello, let me know who's here and what your questions are. I'm here to answer your questions. So, and I'll do that to my best ability. If I can't answer your question, I will point you in the right direction. Okay, so I don't know if we have anybody here yet. Now, we get questions in our Facebook group. We have a Facebook group. It is at facebook.com /groups/ is a hyphen in between. No, there's no hyphen in between those words. As a matter of fact, I'm going to put that in the comments here. If anybody wants to join our private group, it is free to join. All you have to do is answer some questions. We just want to make sure that you're there to learn about tax lien investing and to network with other tax lien investors and not to solicit, and that you're really interested in finding out about tax lien and tax deed investing. So I'm going to put that link in here now. It is at facebook.com/groups/tax lien investing success. Okay, I'll get that in here. There is a little delay in my computer here, so I was just waiting for it to, and I'm not always as patient as I should be, so I don't always wait for it. And then I type too many letters. Okay, so facebook.com/groups/tax lien investing success. So let me know if that link works. Somebody try it and let me know that it works. And thank you. For everybody that has given me your questions. And if you're here live, you could give me your question live in Facebook. I can see your comments. And I'm doing this on StreamYard and a great Facebook page. But if you comment, I can see your comments. Now, unless you give StreamYard the permission to use your Facebook name, or use your Facebook account, it's not going to give me your name, then it'll just say anonymous, but I could still see what you comment. And I can put my comments in, and I just put in the link to the private tax lien investing group that we have on Facebook that you could join. We have over 1,000 members in the group, and it's free to join. All you have to do is answer some questions. We're just going to ask you to agree to our terms, and then if you're interested in tax liens or tax deeds, and some people just say yes to that, but what I really want to know is, are you interested in tax liens or tax deeds, or both? Okay, to investing in tax liens or tax deeds. So what is holding you back, and how can we help? All right. So, and if by any chance, people are, we have to approve you once you answer those questions. So for those of you that are not able to see this because you didn't get into the group yet, don't worry. Actually, you could see this on the Facebook page. You don't have to be a member of the group to see this, but we do a tip in the group on Thursdays. And sometimes if people don't get approved before we do the tip, they might miss it live, but you know what? It's there recorded as soon as we're done recording it. Just like here on the Facebook page, this Q&A is going to be recorded as soon as we're done. And it'll be here on the Facebook page. So you know where you're from and get your questions. What are your questions that you have for me today? Because, hey, I'm here to answer your questions. And if you don't have questions for me, if there's no questions, I'm not going to stay. I've got other things to do, right? But I do enjoy answering questions about investing in tax liens and tax deeds. Hey, because this is my business. I've been doing it for over 20 years now. I've been investing in tax liens since 2002. And now I am the manager of a tax lien investing fund. So I am still active in the business. I am still investing in tax liens and redeemable deeds in different states. So say hello when you get here. Let me know about investing in tax liens or tax deeds. You could just type it in the comments and I'll be able to see it here. All right. And I'll answer it for you live. All right, so I'm just going to give you a minute. Give everybody a minute. And I know there's a couple people watching. Let me know who you are. Okay, so thank you, Nicole. Nicole is here supporting me, my assistant, Nicole. And she says, I have a lot of people interested in how they can get started from the Facebook group. Okay, a lot of people in the Facebook group, their question is how to get started. And here's one tip that I can give you on deed investing. But one thing that you could do is get my state guide. And my state guide is going to tell you what happens in every state. So that is going to give you some tips. It also is going to tell you like what's the difference between a tax lien and a tax deed, what a tax lien state is and what a tax deed state is. And then it's going to list all the states and give you a little summary of what happens in every state. Now, it's free to get my guide. I used to charge for it. It comes with some of my courses, but now I just give it away for free. You could go to my website, taxlienlady.com, and there's a form right there to get my state guide. Okay, so go to lady.com, download the site, and read about the different states. Now, here I suggest that you find out what happens in your state and the states around where you live. And see if that is what you're looking for. For instance, if you're in a deed state, you might, and you want to invest in liens, you might want to see what the states around you do. Okay. And you might want to see like which states have online tax sales, right? So that's the first thing I would do is find out what happens where you live. And if you don't know, call either the county treasurer or the tax collector and find out. Okay. And Nicole has put the website and download my state guide. Okay, and then we have another question from the group from Cheyenne, and she asks, how much money do I need to invest in general? You know what? I just sent out a video about that. And, let's put that video in the guides in the group, Nicole. I sent it out on Saturday. Every Saturday, I usually send out an audio message to my list. So if you're not on my list and you go download my state guide, you'll get on my list. So you'll get this audio message every Saturday Saturday, and from a tax sale success masterclass that we did a few months ago. And the reason I didn't send an audio out Saturday is I had a busy weekend. I had a baby shower to go to on Saturday for my nephew's fiance. And then I had on Sunday, my dad's 90th birthday was yesterday, and we gave a surprise party for him on Sunday. So I had a busy weekend. So I didn't do an audio message. However, I took that video clip from that masterclass, and in that video clip, it goes through just how much you need to invest in the different, because it depends on what state you're in and whether you're going to a tax lien sale or a tax deed sale or a redeemable deed sale. And even what type of tax lien sale, whether it's online, what the bidding procedure is. Some tax lien sales, they need a little more for them. You're also going to need a little bit more for some of the online tax sales. For instance, the online tax lien sales in New Jersey, you need you need a minimum of $10,000 for each sale that you invest in if it's online. Now, if it's live, you could walk in there with any amount of money. All right, I suggest you have at least a couple thousand to start. The more, the merrier. If you have 10,000, that's even better for liens. For deeds, you're going to need more. For redeemable deeds, I suggest you have 20,000 to start. And for deeds, at least 50, because you're buying the property and it gets bid up at the sale. Right? Now, if you're investing in land and not houses, you could get by them, but that is what I suggest. Is it all out for you in that video? So let's put that video in the guides inside the group, Nicole, when you get a chance. The video is see if you got that email from me on I didn't send it on Saturday, I sent it on Sunday. Yeah, because I had all that going on over the weekend. So instead of sending it out on Saturday, I sent it out on Sunday. See if you have that video. And you know what? Don't even look in your inbox for it. Just go into Keep, and you'll find it there. And you'll find the links in there. You'll find the email that I sent out on. Any other questions? Yeah, so we'll get that for everybody in the group guides. By the way, in the group, we have guides or lessons in the group. When you go to the Facebook group, there's a top menu and it says guides in that top menu, and we have a couple lessons in there. Oh, okay. And Nicole found the link to the video and she just put it into the comments. Thank you, Nicole. Okay, all right. Any other questions? Do we have any other questions? There's a great question from Cheyenne Chen on how much do you need to get started investing? Yeah, and thank you, Nicole, for putting that in the guides. So that when anybody else asks, we can just point them. We can just point them to that video. Yeah, great question. And by the way, in that video, not only does it outline just what you need to get started to invest, how much money you need, but it also, at the end of the video, it gives you my 5 steps for buying profitable liens. And there's other things in that video too. And it's only a 10-minute video. Okay. All right, any other questions? Okay, so we got another question. How do you take a clear title with a tax deed sale? You don't take a clear title because you don't get a clear title. You get a tax claim title, or it's kind of like a quit claim deed is what you get. Okay, so it's not a warranty deed, so it's not a clear title. So you're buying the property in a lot of instances free and clear of any other liens or encumbrances. So you could do that two ways. You could go to an attorney and have an attorney do a quiet title process. Okay. And I don't know if I used the right terminology before when I said what type of title you get. It's like a quit claim deed. Okay. But what you need to do is clear the title with a quiet title process. All right. Or you could use, there are a couple of companies that will do a tax title certification. Okay. Now, the reason you want to do that is so that you could get title insurance. So once you have once you clear the title, you could get title insurance. Okay. So I hope. Now we also got a question from Samantha. I'm looking at the list for the upcoming Indiana commissioner sales. It's humongous with over 8,000 parcels. All right, so it's one of the county's commissioner sales that's coming up. The list doesn't state a minimum bid, but amount due, which can be more than the total value. Can anyone clarify what the minimum bid will be? The minimum bid is the amount due. And actually, in the commissioner sale, the minimum bid can be less than the amount due because the amount due is the back taxes, right? So here's what happens. It's like if it doesn't sell in the regular sale that happens in the fall, it gets just commissioner sale, okay? But what happens between the regular sale and the commissioner sale is the minimum bid is lowered, all right? So what Samantha is asking is she doesn't see what the minimum bid is, she only sees what the back taxes owed are, which it was in the original sale for, okay? So every county has a different amount of that minimum bid that it's lowered to. And I've seen it anywhere between $25 to $500, depending on the county. Okay, so what she's asking is, can anyone clarify what the minimum bid will be? And this depends on the county. Like I said, every county is different. And also, she says, when I went to register, which is a detailed process to represent you, is this usual? And if so, does anyone know a good attorney? Okay, so here's the thing with Indiana. You don't need an attorney to register for the sale. You do need to hire an attorney for every lien that you purchase. You're not going to hire an attorney until you actually get a lien. But it's a good idea now to talk to an attorney. Okay. We do have a special course just for the commissioner's sale. And it is a little early right now. A lot of these sales are not open yet. Although Lake County, the sale doesn't happen until May, but normally you have to register in March. But what you need, because I really need to know the county before I can answer those questions definitively. But in the training, in the Indiana training, we also had an attorney come in and do some of the training with me. And his information is in that training. And Nicole has just put in the link for the training. If you just go to taxlienlady.com/Indiana, you'll go to that page. She's put the entire link in there, but if you just start typing it and put in the word taxlienlady.com/Indiana, you'll get to that page that describes the training for Indiana. Now, it hasn't been updated yet for 2024 because we don't have all the information yet for all the tax sales that are online. So what we'll do for have online commission sales, and they will pay the course all the updates. You get lifetime access to the course. So it's updated each year with the schedule of tax sales. Okay, and we also have the information for the attorney that I use in Indiana. There are also other attorneys in Indiana that you can use. Okay. All right. You can also let the people in the group know that I've answered the question here. Or we could just put this video right into the group. I don't know if you might already do that. Nicole's always one step ahead of me. She might already put this in the group, but yeah, then reach out to them and let them know that we answered their question here. Yep, you already let her know. Awesome. Thank you, Nicole. Nicole, you are awesome. All right. So who else is here today? Who has a question? Give me your question. I'll give everybody a minute. And I know we have a couple people watching. Just let me know, say hello, let me know where you're coming in from. And Nicole is getting questions that we have in the Facebook group. Okay, did we answer all the questions from the group, Nicole? And do we have any questions on YouTube? Because what we do, okay, so that's all that, those are all the questions that Nicole has for me today. So you guys that are watching, just put it in the comments and I'll be able to get it here. And we also have a YouTube channel because not everybody is on Facebook. Some people just don't like Facebook. So we put the replays on our YouTube channel. And sometimes we get questions on YouTube as well. So say hello, let me know what state you're in and give me your question. We've got last call now for questions before we end today's Ask the Tax Lien Lady Live. And if you just came on now, you could watch the replay. It's going to be here when we're done. And today we had a question about how much money do you need to get started. So we put in a video, we put in a link to a video about that. We had a question about Indiana commissioner sales. And so we put a link for we have a training just for the commissioner sales. I answered that question to the best of my ability without knowing what county the question was about. But for specifics, you could go into the Indiana training that we have. We have the link in here for that in the comments. And I think that's it. I think that's all we have today. So if there's no more questions, I'm going to end this Ask the Tax Lien Lady Live, and I will be here next week, next Tuesday. Come with your questions. I'll be happy to answer them for you. And Thursday at 12 p.m., we do a real short tax lien investing tip in the group, in the very beginning. The link for the group, if anybody wants to join our tax lien investing success group, it's free to join. You just have to answer some questions. All right, so thank you guys for joining me today. Thank you for the questions. Thank you, Nicole, for your help. And I'll see you guys next week. Bye.